Hello and welcome to Total Uncensored Gaming Podcast. I was just seeing that we need to update that, don't we, Tim? Because there's a certain old school name on there. Yeah, I don't know who done that. As you can see, there's no Ollie tonight, so other Ollie has jumped in, myself. So you got me and Mr. Triangle Face there.
Evening.
So before we get started, I'm sure we've got someone in the Wheel of Doom. Who do you reckon it would be?
Prepare yourselves for the Wheel of Doom.
So in Shooting Stars, where they're doing like the back and forth with camera.
So so let's have a look and see who these names. Who could it be? So we've got Mr. Who have we got in here? We've got Everneil, Ryan, Dorbs. Dave Newland. I wonder who it could be. So
who's it going to be?
Let's press play and find out.
Prepare yourselves for the Wheel of Doom.
Sorry, I don't know. Oh, hang on.
It's David Newland.
Wheel of Doom.
I'm amazed we got it the first time.
That could have not gone better, could it? And here he is, Mr. David Newland himself, the music man. He does all our jingles. So I'm so glad to have him on. So so before we start, we've got Triangle Face, we've got David Newland. So Tim, how have you been this week?
Yes, I'm good. Should we say hello to the chat as well? We've got Toxo. Good evening, Toxo. We've got Colin Brown. We have got Mr. Rob Taylor. We've got Chris Dunham. We have got Nick Craddock. We have got some more down here. They've been saying a few more things. We've got Mags. Hello, Mags. Have we got anyone else here? I don't want to miss anybody. Oh, we've got Timothy Earnshaw as well. And I think, we've got Tales to the Jungle Land Wastes as well. And you've gifted a membership as well, haven't you? So, and the membership has gone out to...
Pop Culture, says here, Pop Culture Pause Screen, apparently.
Pop Culture Pause Screen.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So
Okay.
so what I was saying, before we start, I have also gifted, and my one has gone to Corny Puddle. So I've still got to get our interview up with Mr. Andy Davidson from Worms, the creator of Worms. So I'll be doing that tonight. So all you members, you'll get that straight away. Anyone else will have to wait. So before we start, so Tim, how have you been this week? What have you been up to?
Yes, all good. I have been playing quite a lot of Steam Deck. I've been playing a mixture of VR and Steam Deck. So I'm trying to play through Resident Evil Village, which is, I've said it a few times now because I'm playing it. Yeah, it's in VR. It's really good, but it's also quite traumatizing at the same time because it is just brutal. Like going through that bit in the house. I didn't touch the game when it came out, so I'm still kind of going in blind. So I don't know what's going to happen. And it's just that bit in the Castle de Meltrez, or whatever it's called, with the tall vampire lady and her three daughters. It's just the bit where she's just walking around the house like Mr. X did in 2, and having to run away from her at different points. And I think it's just something when she goes through the doorway and then she goes down and stands up and she's massive. And
I've never played it.
Mate,
it's the only one I haven't done yet.
I just did a section where you go to another house and it's a much smaller bit. It's a bit like an escape room, and you basically lose all of your items and you're in like an autopsy room, but it's like a doll and there's like puppet parts and doll parts hanging, and you have to like find clues to get keys to get out again. And then you get chased by something, and it's not very... The thing is this: you get chased a lot by stuff. So there are obviously some enemies where you have like guns and things you can just like shoot them in the head and fight them, but a lot of the game is just running away from things chasing you, which is in VR quite scary to do. But it's cool. It's really fun, but it is... I kind of feel like quite like a buzz after playing it. Like it really pushes your adrenaline a bit playing that game. In the meantime, also been playing quite a bit of Steam Deck. So if you're on the Total Video Gamers Facebook group, I have been sharing some of my finds. So there's a few humble bundles recently, and then also some freebies. So I've chucked a couple of freebies on my Steam Deck. I've been playing a game called Skater Gator, which is really simple. Literally, it's a alligator on a skateboard grinding on pipes, and you have to like just jump on the pipes at the right time and avoid stuff. That's quite fun. And then what's the other game? I think it was Space. Can't remember what it's called now. Something like Space Bros or Space something. I can't remember now, but it's basically like asteroids. You're a little mini ship, and it's just like a little bit of a roguelite where you fly around shooting asteroids and enemies and collecting stardust and stuff. And you'll have like little challenges to complete, and you'll get points, and then you can then later spend your points on upgrading your ship or buying new weapons and things like that. And yeah, it's quite a fun little game. I've got a big list that I've not touched, but I've installed a whole bunch of stuff on the Steam Deck. And I'm going to slowly work my way through them. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Oh, hello, I think we've lost Blunners. Is he there? He's frozen. Blunners! Well, I'm going to go to you then, David. What have you been playing? What have you been up to?
Well,
I think there we go. He's bringing up Skatergator.
Yeah, like killed my internet somehow. It's killed my internet trying to get Skatergator up.
Trying to get Skatergator up.
Yeah. But yeah, go to David while I'm...
Yeah, go on, David. What have you been playing?
Okay, so thanks to you, Legends, I've just been getting back into PC gaming for the first time in a very, very long time. Prior to this, goodness, Half-Life 2, Unreal Tournament, we're going way back because, of course, I jumped on the console train and just rode it into the future from PlayStation 1 to 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing a whole bunch of Dungeon Fell, which I've really, really been enjoying. As for my PlayStation, we had a decent one on the PSN this month, the Turtle games. So I've been getting back into those and reminding myself how ridiculously hard the Nintendo Turtles game was. And other than that, chipping away at Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and of course, just very, very excited for the future of VR, because sadly they haven't really done a whole lot with it thus far. But some of the games, as Tim just touched on, the ones that are good, they're really, really good.
So I don't have much of a library yet in it, but it's like I've only just got it, so I've only got those 2 games really, and there's other games I want to get. But like, I don't want to buy loads of games now and then have them just sit there not being played. So I'm just going to play one game, finish it, then buy another one. And it's not like there's not a lot of games. It's just, yeah, it's considering it's quite high end. Like it's expensive to buy a PS5 and the PSVR 2, and then have quite a small limited library at the moment. So yeah, fingers crossed we'll start getting some.
Well, there was some games. There was a lot of games announced late. Well, we can go through them later. But you said, I just want to touch on Dungeon Fell. Obviously, that was something that David was gifted from the actual main man himself, from Barry. And yeah, we were just talking off air. We were just saying how good it was and just how many hours you've put into it. And yeah. I want to know how you feel about the game, but I feel because you can get more than one attack in each turn, I feel like it gets a bit more. You're trying to be a bit more strategic, go for like certain ones. But yeah, I felt it was really good.
Well, I went that way around it because I sort of found myself sort of trying to be strategic, like have one who's attacking, have one who's healing, and one who's defending.
Yeah. And
sometimes I just found like it's sort of playing like a sort of losing game of chess. It's taking forever, and you're saying, "I'm not going to win this." So I thought, I'm just going to go brute force, and hell, it worked. It just went in guns blazing. I got like three attackers and just played it that way. But yeah, it's great fun, and I love the fact that you sort of do have to be a little bit methodical about it. But there's a whole bunch of stuff to unlock as well. So yeah, for an indie game, it's surprisingly non-indie. It's really, really professional, and it looks great.
Yeah, and when you know all the hard work that's gone into it as well, it's just brilliant. Oh look, Tales from the Junkman Waste has also gifted another membership, and that has gone to Mr. Mike Holton. I was saying I've literally just updated our outro of all the extra members we've got now. And yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to do it again. All the extra ones he's got on. So then I'll go to what I've been playing. I had a little mail call yesterday. Indie Heroes 4. And yeah, obviously we had played all these games on Game in a Month, so we've already spoken about it, but really enjoying it. Love the manual. Do you know what I mean? The work that goes into it's brilliant. I couldn't bring myself to pay £25 for Broken Sword when I picked up the remaster for like £9 on a different device on Steam Deck. But do you know what I mean? You can't beat like when you've got like how many games is in here? Is it 11? 11 games. Do you know what I mean? It's and that's why I picked it up, because you can't get these in a little bundle like this anywhere else. And obviously, look, the cartridge is really well made on it as well. So yeah, and I got it through Amazon. I didn't go through Funstock because I was only after the one cart, so I wasn't really. I said everyone goes, I'll go through Funstock, but I got mine through Amazon. And anyone wants some free wallpapers, use that QR code if it works. pause it there. But yeah, and what was the other game I played, Tim? It was the one you were talking about, and I downloaded it through Netflix Games. It was
Paper Trail.
Paper Trail, yeah. So
Yes.
yeah, so that won a load of awards, didn't it? A load of indie awards.
It won the Indie Game of the Year at Debug.
Yeah, so I want to bring it up. I don't know if it's going to crash my PC again, so I won't.
Give it a try.
Yeah, I'll do it once when I've got the wired connection in properly.
Do you want me
But
to-
yeah.
I'll do it if you like. While you do
Oh,
that.
okay. Yes, and I'll talk about it. So
Yeah.
that's like Tim was saying. He was saying about this Paper Trail won all these awards at Debug event and all that. So I thought, you know what? I'll download it and have a go. But I didn't realize. So there's me going through on the Fire Stick, trying to find it. It's not on there. And I'm thinking, I'm sure Tim said it was on here. So I was about to go, Tim, you've been lying to me, mate. Like, it's not on here. And then I Googled it through my phone. And it turned out you could just download the game from like the store, log into your Netflix account, and you're just playing it. And yeah, so it's like a touch screen. Like that's why you have to play it on your phone, because it's more touch screeny, but you're then having to like fold in the actual level you're on. So say like every level is like a sheet of paper. You're then having to like fold the corners in to build the path that you can then get through. And hello, who's that, Tim? And
I don't know, it just says Paper Trail game. There's someone sat there playing it. So I'm gonna find someone else.
amazing. Yeah, like I don't know. I think that was the wrong channel there, Tim. But yeah, it's really good, and I find that you get really addicted to it, and then you're basically just trying. It's like loads of little like
Let's try and find
puzzles, because you're trying to fold bits of paper. You're trying to fold it in different areas and different directions, just trying to get through.
Let's try that again.
Is this going to work? Just so you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is the trailer. So I brought up a thing you just said gameplay.
So look, like I said, look,
the first playing was going to be sat there.
So then, so you fold it over. You fold in like you're trying to work out the puzzles on your own. You're trying to like, and it's like you said, if you've got Netflix and you've got a mobile phone, download it and then just log in and give it a go.
Mm.
I think the intro tries to get you used to like the mechanics of having to like fold the level in on itself and then fold corners up. And do you know what I mean? Like, I haven't got to this bit where you split the bits in half, but yeah. So I found it quite addictive, and at first I was a bit like, "What the hell am I doing? How does this work?" But the fact that this is a completely indie, like and you can play it for free. So if you've got Netflix, just go and download it. But yeah, if you like the look of it,
I think it's just one of those things, isn't it? Where like when you first start playing it, it's quite simple. Because like, oh yeah, you fold this, you get over a bridge, done. And then after a little while, you're like, oh, now it's really making you think, and it's quite complicated at some points, and it gets quite hard later on. But when you see a page, you're thinking in folds of like, oh, I think I need to fold it this way, and you do have a lot of like aha moments. You're like, oh, okay, now I know what I'm supposed to do, and then you fold, get across. Yeah, it's really good, quite a satisfying game to play.
I was getting annoyed. Like then I was like, fucking trying it this way. It's like not working. I'm not getting anywhere. And I was like, what the hell? And like you'll then go, have I tried it this way? Have I tried that way? And like, do you know what I mean? And then eventually it works. But yeah, so I've been playing a bit of that, and also still plodding through Mario and Luigi's Brothership, finding it a bit of a slug now, because it's like there's a lot like, and I understand it got a lot of criticism as well for this. It's very hand-holdy and very like constant text coming up kind of thing, and you're like, I just want to play. I'm like, I know how to play. I don't need you telling me to jump up here and do this. Like I've been playing this now for like 16 hours, like clocked on it, and I'm still trying. You're still like going, oh, why don't you go here and lift this up there? And you're like, I've done this already. Like, do you know what I mean? We've done it before. So I'm trying to clear everything ready for when Assassin's Creed Shadows comes next week, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
I got it through Amazon, so you get like, if you pre-order it, there's like an extra bonus missions that you can get, which is up to about 10 hours worth. And that's just by pre-ordering it, and everyone who pre-orders the game will get that. So that's actually quite a good ploy to do. And I've also been listening to the podcast on it, so I'm getting to learn a bit more about my Japanese history that I didn't have a clue about. So when I get into this game, I did share it in the group the other day, some gameplay footage of it, and It looks phenomenal, mate. It looks unbelievable. I can't wait to play it.
Did you ever play the Yakuza games? Because they're actually factually based on actual Japanese cities. So an awful lot of people
Oh
who love
wow.
Yakuza games will actually go there to the cities because the real life game locations are actually based on cities. And just to keep this quick, but I'm talking to Netflix games. I see Brunner put Bandersnatch back up there as well, which is like the interactive.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
That's another one you should try if you've got Netflix, guys. Try it. No, Yakuza. I got into like I think it was the first one, but it was only as I said. I'm just mad. I'm just a mad Assassin's Creed guy. Like I've completed every single one. I got every single one. I did have up until Black Flag. I used to have. This is when before I had kids and had money. I had all the collector's editions of them all the way up to Black Flag, and also the extra boxes that you used to get with the actual two characters as well for each game. So I think I got up to like Syndicate, Black Flag. Do you know what I mean? I used to have all them as well. And then one day I just went, we had to move, and my missus was moaning about stuff I had, and I thought, you know what, I'll just have to sell it all. And yeah, so I sold it all just to clear it out before we moved. But I got all the games and I've completed them all up to date. So
What would you say is your favourite one? If you played all of them, what do you think is the best one?
So the one that really reeled me in was 2. 1 was a bit weird, didn't really get it at the time, with Altair, and then 2 was phenomenal. I liked Brothership as well because you had like a little crew, and it was so much easier. You could just like press a button on someone, and all of a sudden, all these people swoop in out of nowhere, smoke bombs go off, and kill them all for you. You're basically got these little minions to do all your work. Black Flag, I think when I made the jump to PS4 when it first came out, that was my first game on the limited edition, the special edition of that with a big barrel. I got that one in, and I learned. To be fair, I learned a lot about like the Caribbean like history and like all about the pirates and all that kind of stuff through that game, because it's not something we were ever really taught or never I was really interested in before. So I actually I learned, and obviously the sailing around on the boat was great as well. Like,
do you play the companion app for that as well? There's a companion.
Yeah, I had that.
Yeah, I was
really all in, mate. Yeah, I was all into it. And then and then once they changed, I felt once they changed their like fighting mechanics and their fighting style, that's when it went downhill. Like you went to like a light attack, a hard attack, and then to the point where now if you're like up on a bridge and there's someone down there and you're going down to assassinate him, if you're not a high enough level, you can't kill him, and it will like turn and reverse you. And it's like, come on, mate. There's no way this guy even knows I'm in. There's a blade going in on his head. There's no way like that would happen in real life. So yeah, I felt like the Origins and Odyssey was a bit like that.
Yeah.
Unity was great. Yeah. I loved it.
I didn't like Unity that much, but it got a lot of hate, and I don't think it was that bad. Like it was, I thought it was all right, but it was very different to the other games. And I quite liked what was the other one that came after Unity?
Syndicate.
That's the one, Syndicate. Yeah,
the one set in England. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that's right. Train. And then I kind of lost touch with the series after that, I think. So I might jump
killing off Desmond, mate. It was killing off Desmond that killed it. And I like the fact that, like, because I like the fact that there was a sub story going on outside of these. Because at the minute it's like, but what is this about? Whereas Desmond was actually trying to find like his ancestry and trying to find like what's going on. Do you know what I mean? I even done the 2D games that they brought out as well. But the look of this, like, it looks like and I even liked the last one that just came out, the one that was set in like Egypt and that. I loved it. It was really good. It was shorter as well, so it's not as big. Because I find the first thing I do is I go around trying to collect as much money as I can, try and do all the treasure chests and open up all the map until like you get to the bits where it won't let you go any further. Before I move on and even start the mission, so that I've got the full map to look at. I've got a load of money. I can upgrade all my gear and that. And like looking at like the preview that I showed in the thing, it's like it's more of the same. Like I think they were saying that he didn't have enough assassin points, so he changed his headgear. Then he had another assassin point that he could then use to take out this big boss kind of thing. And you can change your play style. So you're either like a shinobi, so you're like a shinobi up, like the lady shinobi up in the air, where you're like quiet and sneaking around, or you can be like the main guy with his katana, just going around, just smashing people up. But he doesn't have the actual like assassin's vision, so he can't see through walls and can't see things. So it's like you've got two completely play styles. Because I found, like we were talking about with Syndicate, I found them two characters are pretty much the same. You either just playing a boy or a girl. There wasn't any difference to them. Whereas this one, it's like, if obviously physically you're nowhere near as strong, but you've got the vision, and you're more of a up in the rafters kind of thing. But yeah, really looking forward to it. I don't know why I went on a tangent there with Assassin's Creed, but
nothing wrong with an Assassin's Creed tangent.
Yeah. So okay, so that's what we've been playing. Sorry, that was 22 minutes there. Next one. Why the name change? So I don't know why people might be asking why have we changed our name. We have something we've been all of us have been debating it for ages, haven't we? All of us behind the scenes were thinking about what could we change it to, and then we were finding names and then searching, and then they were already taken, and then other ones you're searching were already taken. It took us ages, didn't it, Tim? And then it was like trying to design a logo. So yeah, Tim, why did we change our name?
I think there's like a multitude of reasons, but for me, one of the things I've kind of leaned into a bit while doing the channel was looking at indie games. And I really like the indie gaming scene, and although a lot of the indie games we gravitate to are still retro inspired or retro style graphics, there's a lot of it that aren't really retro. Like we've had some guys on that did that VR game, like the most recent one, Dungeon Fell, I wouldn't really call retro. And I think we're still always going to have a retro focus on the channel, because I really like doing the interviews. And if we ever get any sort of like game devs on, a lot of them have worked on retro games that we've played growing up. So I want that to continue. But I think it broadens us to be able to cover all things gaming. We've got mod cons as well. And then obviously we've got Evercade. I think Evercade's very retro, but again, has indie carts and things like that. So there's modern retro games on there. So that's the main reason for me, is like, I want to lean more into indie, and I don't want to be like, oh, I want to share this, but it's not really retro, so I'm not going to. And now in the Facebook group, I've been trying to put a lot more, like when I've found some good finds for Steam sales and things like that, sharing that with the group, saying, oh, this game's cheap, this game's free, and recommending that, and just, broadening the conversation to be more all games, or total games, if you will. And in terms of total, I think when we had the Total Evercade podcast, we agreed that like Total was a good sort of name to share across all the brands. So we've got Total Modcons podcast, Total Evercade, and then like sort of Total Uncensored. So it just seemed like the right move for me.
And that's basically why we've done it, really. And also we want to also once a month try and bring another Total podcast to you. So we might be trying to start one up called the Total Steam Deck podcast, as we all now, even Ollie has just got in on the bandwagon. He's finally picked one up. So it just broadens us from not being stuck in the word retro, even though like it's mainly what we'll focus on still. Nothing will really change. It just makes us just like Tim just said, give us a bit more scope, because then it's like, oh, why are you sharing that? That's not retro kind of thing. So you're not pigeonholed in anywhere. And I think where we've got a big banner now, so we've got the Total Video Games, and then you've got all the other shows that come off underneath it. But right, we can go, as it's uncensored. I wanted to go to what we had spoken about. Well, some things that are in the chat. Is there anything like? And we've got one from Toxo on here that says Retro Fest at Steam, Swindon. So let's see if this crashes me again. I've just closed a few stuff.
I hadn't seen that. But I posted in the Total Video Games Facebook page. Is there anything anyone would like to talk about? And Toxo posted about this retro retro convention thing.
So I'll just share the video that came up as soon as I searched it. Don't know anything about it. It's uncensored, and then we can come back and just share our thoughts quickly on it. Okay, so it's this guy here.
Oh, hello there. You just caught me enjoying this Sinclair Spectrum. If you too enjoy retro computers, then maybe you should attend the Retro Fest at the Steam Museum in Swindon on the 31st of May, 1st of June. It's going to be an amazing collection of old vintage machines, which is being run by people who love those machines, bring them to life, and understand them. So if you're a true fanatic for these old computers, go and join the other fanatics at the museum.
There you go.
So Retro Fest at Steam in in Swindon. So if you are going there, let us know in the comments. Yeah, Tim, what do you reckon? To me, it looks proper old school games.
Yeah, I think it's
like
retro computers. I think it is quite old school sort of stuff, which is a little bit before my time. I think I kind of got really into games around like Mega Drive and SNES sort of era. I mean, I did have a BBC Micro in my family home, so I do have some love for that era of gaming. But I think it's when it's getting to like really old school computers, it's not really my thing, to be honest. But if it's a good thing for the local area, if that's something that you want to go and check out, looks like it would be a good event. You've got traders there as well, but looks of it.
So, David, what about you? You into old school?
I'm old as dirt. I grew up with the Acorn Electrons, and I grew up with the old ZX Spectrum, Rubber Key, Sorcerer of Claymore Castle, Horoscope Skiing, all this stuff. And all I can say is I hope that he's got some of the games preloaded, because back in the day,
That's a good point. Yeah,
a cassette game could take like 10 or 15 minutes to load on a good day. So long before the plug and plays of the NESs and the SNESs, the games, they did take some serious time to load from their old cassette counterparts, and until the 5.25-inch floppy disk came out on the BBC and saved everything.
Well, we had as I said, I came in about that time to ZX Spectrum, and my brother, because that was my older brother, he had it, and it was like, I just remember that the loading times, screens on it, the should we say borrowed games that you just literally brought home and press play and record and you got a game. And
they were really painful to look at as well. Have you ever seen a ZX Spectrum game load?
Yes, 100%.
Just melts your brain for like 15 minutes by the time the game loads. It's like I can't look at the screen anymore.
I might find one quick.
I don't know.
While we're talking, I might find one ZX Spectrum loading. But
so I quite like there's definitely something quite nostalgic about like the floppy disks from like the Acorn and like the Amiga and stuff, like seeing those blue discs with white text on the front, and those the big boxes you would get them in. So I was a big fan of the big box Acorn games that I had. But sadly, I think they're all gone now
as well. Sorry to interrupt. The Acorn Electron had what's called a +1 interface, and it did actually have like a handful of cartridges on it that you could plug in.
Oh right, okay.
And very, 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 I think there must have only been about 10 or 15 of them. There weren't very many of them. But fun fact, the Acorn
Right. What is that? Oh God!
This is what it was.
All that money was spent on therapy.
Listen to that. Sending everyone that. Tim, do you remember this?
Vaguely, yeah. I didn't have one myself, but
no, didn't you? Yeah, I've still got my original one. But this is what it was like, mate. Come on, son, load.
No, it's so horrible.
But the screech is loud.
Speaking of the Acorn Electron, reminds me, you sent me like a thing for an emulator for Acorn. I couldn't get to work, but I want to go back to looking at it, because when I was hunting for games, I did find a place where it had the archive of the Archimedes World demo discs. And I got those when I was a kid. Like, my family used to get the Archimedes World magazine. They'd have little floppy disks on the front. And I've not seen or played some of those games in years. And I saw some of them, the names, and I was like, I really want to try and get hold of that again and play it, because there's some really cool games on there. I will definitely try and go down the rabbit hole at some point of Acorn games again.
And then the other one, which was under your comment, is this one here from, I don't know if you can see it. Is that
I must have said, new leaks of Atari console, and I don't think that is actually happening.
with Aaron, you can't really take it seriously.
I've not seen anything. I think he might be teasing us for this one. I think we both Googled it. I can't see any news about an Atari console. I might be wrong. We might be eating those words like in a few weeks.
Yeah, but look, come on, look at that.
Console.
Well, it's just got a keyboard and it's like a phone holder, isn't it?
Well, I mean, it looks waterproof. It looks like you could play it in the bath.
Or scuba diving. So
it's the Aqua Boy.
So yeah. So Aaron, can you let us know more about this Aqua Boy, please, mate? Right.
There you go.
I'll leave that. So, as we've just heard that loading screen, I think there's only one more place we could go. I don't know about you. What do you think, Tim? Do you reckon it's time for a bit of
I think it's time
Timmy's
for
Tanks.
It is indeed.
So I'll just play
Do
the
you have the-
music.
Honey, have you seen the cat? What the fuck was that? That's right, kids. It's time for Timmy's Tanks. Only on
Retro Gaming Revival.
Right,
There
so
we go.
it's that time. It is time for Timmy's Tanks. I think Team RGR. Oh, we're not RGR anymore, are we?
No.
So, Team
Oh, what? Hang on.
TVG are gonna have to be. TVG will be. I think we have to start again. So we're back to 0-0.
Mhm.
As David is part of our team tonight, he is not with Team Chat. So Team Chat, whilst it's loading, can you start to try and think of some coordinates to put in for yourselves?
Yeah, just to introduce then, if anyone who's not played Timmy Tanks before, this is Tanks. We will enter in the first number is the angle of the cannon, and the second number is the velocity of the shot. The aim is to hit the other tank, and we are going first as TVG, and we are
Which one are we?
on which side? We are on the right hand side.
Oh, so right hand side. Okay,
On the
so
right side. So what's our incline? Now we've got a bit of a drop off the edge. Oh, wind is 4 miles an hour. I think I mirrored on ice was that way.
I think you're gonna have to go up
Right.
higher than you think for it to drop down. Don't you think? Because if you just go that way, it's not going to drop down enough, is it? What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The emphasis has got to be on height.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you going to put in?
So 90, 80,
Right, oh, I'd say
7,
Between
7.
Go on.
What do you reckon? 70, 60-ish? I don't know.
60.
Okay, 60. Yeah. Then
Let's say
velocity. What do you
60.
reckon?
I don't think too much because it's going to be going. It's going to be going ridiculously high. Have a little bit of them. I'd say of 40.
Okay,
Yeah.
60-40. And then we've got an
Yeah.
entrance there from Toxo of 40-70. So I'll do that next. So 60-40. Fire!
There he goes.
Oh, it's looking good.
Oh,
Oh, good angle. Just needs a bit more
Yeah.
strength, I think.
just a bit more juice.
Right. So let's see chat from Toxo 40-70. I think we've done this a few times now. Our rounds are normally over in a few shots, aren't they? Right, 40,
Yeah, I think we're getting
70.
good at this game. So yeah, I reckon it'll be what, maybe 60-60 the next one.
That'll do it.
Right, where are we?
40,
40-70.
70. It's got a bit of juice
Right.
on this.
Let's go.
Can you imagine he gets us in one hit?
Oh,
Oh, he's skied
good
it.
angle. Maybe it needs to be a little bit higher and a little bit weaker. Right
Yeah.
then.
60,
TVG
60 a minute.
60,
Try
60,
that.
you reckon? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 60. 60.
60, come on. Oh, too much.
Too much now.
Cooked.
Cooked it, yeah. Wow, so that's like a 20 difference. It's massive. Timothy
Right then.
Anshaw's
We've got
now
Timothy
come in.
Anshaw said 50-55.
So I reckon, what do you reckon then, David? 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had 40. We've had 60s. So yeah.
Yeah.
Go on. Here we go. Chops away. I think he might have us. Oh.
That was
Ooh.
close.
Good
Good
shot.
one. Nice.
Yeah.
Right. So you said you want to go 60-50 this time?
Yeah, we're going to go 60-50. Otherwise, I think they could get us. Come on, we've got to take them out now. Come on. Oh, no, it's got to be even less. Oh.
Oh. Right, chat.
Come on,
Last
chat. We
attempt
need,
was 50-55.
which was
Let's
close.
see. That was pretty close. Let's see what they're going to go for.
So,
I
I
reckon
think
if we plan the next shot, I reckon you want... Oh, Toxo's gone for 50-50.
oh, 50. Yeah, I reckon we go 60-55.
Chops away.
No, we're like 60.
Oh, I think you might have yet. Oh.
Right.
Right. You better get on this one.
It's going to be like 47 or something like that because look how close
Yeah.
that is.
Yeah.
What
If you look at the scale as well, that dip here is
47,
40, and then the dip behind is 50.
You think,
So if you
yeah,
think about that, it's going to be like 47, I reckon.
yeah,
Between 6
yeah,
to
because that's
47.
like your 10. Yeah, that's like our 10 barrier. Come
Mm.
on, we've got to take them out. Otherwise, we're going next
They're
time.
going to get you next time, I reckon.
Boom!
Oh, direct hit. In four shot.
Yeah.
There we go. Right, are we going to do second round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Best of 3.
Right.
Chat
And
goes
it's chat
first.
goes first. And chat,
On which
you are
side
on.
are they?
Chat is on the right-hand side. You're going to go
Right-hand
up that
side.
massive incline.
So
And
come
you've
on,
got
chat. We need
wind on your side as well.
nice seams or
Seams.
shims or
every time
Whatever's
they're
good.
in there, it's
shivish.
is this the end? No, it's the beginning.
No, yeah, we've just started.
Right. Yeah, we just started. This is the second round of tanks, so we need the incline and velocity from right to left. Oh, Timothy Earnshaw said 80-60. Right. Good starting point, I think. It's a good shout.
80-60. So it's 1-0 to us, TVG. 80-60.
Let's have a look. Excuse me while I just climb up the things. Seems or something. Right. It's 80-60.
80-60. Well, what do you reckon? We've got the wind coming at us, David. So how do we
Right. Ready? Chops away. Tally ho. Ooh. Oh, the wind's carrying it though.
Yeah, the wind's pushed it back.
Next, the wind was going that way, wasn't it? It's going that way.
No, it's going our way. Yeah. So we're shooting into the wind.
So you either want to have lower incline and higher velocity, or a bit of both. Right. So what are we going to do then?
What do you reckon?
You probably don't want much incline. You just want.
You just want to get it over that little bit and just have it drop back.
Let it drop down, yeah. And the wind, you're shooting against the wind though.
So do you reckon maybe 20?
Yeah. 20. Okay. Then how much?
And then what velocity?
35?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think 35 would get it that far.
Okay.
I reckon about 40 or 45. Personally.
You reckon? All right, I'll go 45. I'll go 40 in between.
Go 40 then in between. Okay. 20-40.
Tally ho. Go on.
Oh, that's it. One shot in.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, seems I've got mine, mate.
We are 1-0 up against the chat since the brand change.
First of a hole in one, isn't it?
Yeah, that is a hole in one.
Wow, one shot. Congrats, got my Indy 4 Broken Sword collection in the mail 2 days ago.
Yeah, I got my Indy Heroes 4. I didn't want Broken Sword because I just picked up the reimagined ones, if you know what I mean, remastered ones. So that is Timmy Tanks done. We're 1-0 up. Let's go to our next part. So this day in gaming, there's some great games that have come out on the 11th of March. Like I'll just read you some of them. Chrono Trigger.
Oh, nice.
Castlevania Legends on the Game Boy. Monster Hunter on PlayStation 2. Worms 3D. 21 years ago. GameCube, PC, PlayStation 2. 21 years ago, mate.
I don't think I ever played Worms 3D. I think I've only ever played the 2D ones.
Condemned 2, Bloodshot, Xbox 360. House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return on the Wii. Mario Party 9 on Wii. Dark Souls 2, PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That was 11 years ago. Titanfall. Hitman, first one, 9 years ago. PS4, Xbox One. 9 years ago, PS4 and Xbox One, mate. Ori and the Blind Forest, that was 10 years ago on PC and Xbox One. Yeah, so there's some great games that have come out. I don't think does anyone remember playing like I think everyone like a lot of the people who follow America go on about Chrono Trigger, but it didn't come out here, did it? Because I've never played it.
I've seen it on like emulation systems and stuff. Like you can get it on things now. I don't know if it came out at the time.
What about you, David? You ever played it or heard of it?
Is that a Squaresoft game?
Yeah.
Because it's funny you say that. I keep bugging you to try Ironhander, which is also another Squaresoft game that was
Do you
never.
know what? I've
in
got
the-
it downloaded. I just haven't had a chance. I haven't played it yet. But I've got it downloaded and ready to play.
But it's interesting,
Ironhander.
isn't it? Because obviously they know how popular a majority of their games are, so they have to, for them to release it in some countries and not others is But I've never played that.
What do you think? It was quite a long time ago for it to come out, but yeah. So and that is This Day in Gaming, just a real quick one. So before we're just going to go on to our next part, and I've just got to play the jingle for it, and it is Brunner's Quiz. You know that voice as the voice that needs music, and we're about to play Brunner's Quiz, Guess the Year. So the year I've gone for is the year 2000. So, chat, you need to help them out. They get 3 lives. They got to guess 5 out of the top 10 games of the year 2000. And the systems that were out at the time, I'll give you the systems. It was the Nintendo Wii, the Nintendo DS. What else was out? It was the Game Boy Advance, PlayStation 2, and Xbox 360. So they were the consoles that are out at the time. So I need something out of the top 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the Wii came out in 2005, and what the top selling games from the year.
Didn't say the year. Okay, so they won the top selling game from the year 2000.
Yeah.
But he said the Wii came out in 2005.
Yeah, it did. But the best selling video games of 2000.
Didn't you say that the Wii was out in 2000? So the consoles out at the time included the Wii.
Yeah, it was out at that time. It was like one of the top consoles at the time.
Was it? Oh, it seems to saying it was out in 2005. I might have to double check now. When would the Wii come out then?
There's a couple of Wii games that were the top of the.
No. Really, let me have a look at Wii release date. When did it come out? It says it came out in 2006. So how we got Wii
right.
games?
Yes, how's
that can't be right.
Sorry, I've looked on the wrong one. I've got decade here.
Oh,
Nintendo.
Why is it giving me? Because it's giving me 2000s. Sorry,
we've got
2006.
Sorry, I'll do it again.
We have got fact checkers in the chat.
100%. No, they are right. I got that completely
nice
wrong. I clicked on the wrong year. I clicked on the whole of the 2000 era. Sorry, I mean 2000. So we've got Game Boy. I think we've got Game Boy, PlayStation 2. I think it is Nintendo 64. So yeah, I've got the top 10 games now of that year.
So it's before the Wii came out.
God, that was a right mess. That was. Yeah,
that's right.
So much better than my
hell. My list.
Right. So, yeah. So I think normally a safe bet at the start is like the FIFA and like games with like the year on it at the end. So we've got it's normally the next year, isn't it? So in 2000 would it have been FIFA 2001 is the game that comes out that year, isn't it? Is that how they did it?
Yeah. So it's normally a year. It's the year after. Year coming.
The next year. So can we go for FIFA 2001 to start us off then? Because that's normally a.
David, do you agree?
It'll chip away.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
From my list here, FIFA's not on it.
Oh.
Okay, so that is one loss.
Right. Just trying to think 2000.
I got one.
Yeah, go on, go for it.
With the up and coming remake or remasters of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, I do believe that part 2 came out in 2000. So I'm going to say Tony Hawk's.
Tim, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. Tony Hawk's 2.
Yep, Tony Hawk's 2 is number 4.
Yes.
So number 4 from Neversoft is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. So you've got 1.
So in the chat, we do have people mentioning Gran Turismo and someone's put GT2. So which one was out in 2000? I'm thinking it was Gran Turismo 2 by then. but I'm not 100% sure. Because some people put Gran Turismo in the chat and some people put GT2. I'm trying to remember when, because I can remember having Gran Turismo, the first one, the PS1.
1 and 2, yes, one I think.
Yeah,
and
before. Yeah, okay. I reckon Gran Turismo 2 then, because if I'm just thinking if it was Tony Hawk's 2, yeah, I was thinking Gran Turismo 2 would have been in that time.
So from the list I have in front of me, Gran Turismo is not on the list.
How many lives have we got left?
You got one left.
Oh, one left. Dang it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So I'm just trying to think if it was Tony Hawk's 2 that was out, what else was out around that time?
So, like we're saying, let me have a look.
I don't know if they're normally on there. That's around the time that the SmackDown games were quite big because it was at SmackDown versus Raw started. Was it SmackDown?
So you got PlayStation, Game Boy Color, Nintendo 64.
Oh, Nintendo 64. How about Perfect Dark? That would have been on the N64.
Tim?
I'm trying to think 2000. Whether I don't know how well did Perfect Dark actually sell though.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
Well, I remember it was quite big. It was quite big at the time. Wasn't
it did have a lot of marketing because it was like seen as a spiritual success to GoldenEye, so it did have a lot of hype. So it might have sold well at the time.
Made by Rare, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, someone's also put there Pokemon Stadium from Timothy Earnshaw and Zelda Majora's Mask. I don't know if what the sales numbers were like. Okay. What do you reckon, David? Should we go take a punt with Perfect Dark?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let's go for Perfect Dark then.
So you have got number 10 on the list.
Yes.
Was Perfect Dark from Rare.
Nicely done.
So you've got 2.
I don't know if it's going to be in the top list though. Personal favorite of mine, but I don't know if it's going to be in the top 10. It would be WrestleMania 2000 on the N64. But did it sell that well though? In the top 10. What do you reckon, David? Should we go for that?
Wrestling's always popular, isn't it? Even if the game sucks, they'll still buy it. So yeah.
Well, the game doesn't suck because that's a brilliant game. Yeah, I'm going to go for it then. WrestleMania 2000.
That is your final life gone. Not on there. I'll let you do one from the chat. Pick one from the chat.
Right. Okay. There's a music.
Ratchet and Clank.
2000 game PS2. Not sure the name. Ratchet and Clank. No, I think Ratchet and Clank might be 2. And it is a good game. Did it actually sell well? Because again, like WrestleMania 2000 was great, but it didn't get into the top 10. I know Ocarina of Time was definitely a really well-selling game, but was Majora's Mask as good selling?
There must have been a Final Fantasy game as well. I should have thought of that. There must have been a Final Fantasy game.
Oh, see you later, Mags. Ratchet is 2001, 2002. Oh, Tiger Woods? No.
What's the one you always keep forgetting? That is an American sport.
Oh, Madden? Is it Madden?
Yeah, but what year?
Well, yeah, Madden 2001, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll give you that. Number 6. Madden NFL 2001. There you go, Tim. You got one. So one from the chat.
Was Final Fantasy 9 from that year? That seems, I don't know. Final Fantasy 9.
You've got Tony Hawk Pro Skater. You have Perfect Dark. You have Madden.
Yeah.
And I will say 1, 2. 2 of them have been in the chat.
2 have been in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm tempted to go for Pokemon Stadium. Yeah, Pokemon's normally pretty popular. I'm going to go for Pokemon Stadium.
So you are going for Pokemon Stadium with your phone a friend.
Yeah.
You have got number 2.
Yes. Number 2, as high as 2.
Pokemon Stadium from Nintendo.
Wow.
Nintendo Entertainment.
I'm surprised.
Development division.
I'm surprised that's so high up. What on earth is number 1 then?
So I will then go through the list. Number 1. No, I ain't going to go 1. I'm going to go 10. 10. Perfect Dark.
Yeah. So you got
9, Pokemon Yellow,
that. Oh,
Game
okay.
Freak and Nintendo.
Yep.
Now this one, number 8, Diablo 2 from Blizzard Entertainment.
Yeah.
Number 7, The Sims. The Sims is just coming to town.
Ah, okay. Didn't think about Sims.
Number 6, you already got, was Madden NFL 2001. Number 5, your little friends in the chat told you it was The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
Okay, we could have gone for that then.
So it was a good seller. Number 4 is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2.
We got, yeah.
No, you got 1. This was number 2.
No, we said 2.
Oh, okay. Number 1 is number 3.
Yeah.
So Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Oh, okay. It was
number
also
3.
in there. No way.
Number 2 was Pokemon Stadium, and the top selling game was a Game Boy game, a Game Boy Color game. What do you reckon it is? I'm saying Game Boy Color.
Okay. Somebody mentioned in the chat earlier. Is it Tetris DX?
No.
Oh.
David, you got a guess?
Never had a Game Boy Color. I would say something with Mario in it.
No, it's something with Pokemon in it. It was Pokemon Gold and Silver.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Pokemon Gold and Silver was number 1 in the year 2000. It's very Nintendo heavy and Pokemon heavy. So there's 1, 2, 3 games out of the top 10 that year were Pokemon games. 2 were Tony Hawk games. So yeah, that is this year. Guess
we did all right. I think it was gracious of you to let us carry on after we lost all our lives, but we'll take the L on that one. I think we did all right.
Well,
I think we did all right.
Well, the thing was is that like people are telling you in the chat, and I'm like, just listen to the chat. They're telling you. That's why I said go through the chat and see if there's anything. Yeah, so someone's put that list sucks. So
it's got a few good games in there. I think that's not too bad a list.
We need some questions. Give us some questions to just see out the last 5 minutes for tonight. So yeah. So Tim, anything you're looking forward to playing this week?
Oh, I think I'm definitely going to go through a bunch of the games I've put on my Steam Deck, which I've not touched yet. I couldn't even tell you what they are. I've literally.
I'll say, what was that one you put in? You put in the Facebook group the other day. It was like a fishing one. Did you see that?
Yeah, there's any of those ones I just added to my library, but I've not downloaded it on Steam Deck yet. So just on those links, if you just go on Steam, do add to library, boom, it's in your library. Then so there was a fishing game. There was one that was called Rotator something, and it's like looked like retro graphics, and you like rotate the map around. That looked quite cool. I wonder if I can bring up what it was. Hang on, let me go into the Facebook page.
And I like what someone's done in here. They've put in our group, they've put in here that ChatGPT is good versus the Commodore 64. So they're trying to say they're going to try and challenge ChatGPT to write a game for the Commodore 64. So yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see if that actually works. But yeah, David, what are you looking forward to playing this week?
Well, as we touched upon earlier, Netflix, they got Bandersnatch back on, and I didn't realize just how many potential endings and outcomes there are to it. So I'm definitely going to have to put some time into that. Still going to crack on with Dungeon Fell, and I'm going to have to take a look at what the release date for Hitman VR is, because that comes out this month, and I played that game to death on just a normal TV. But I if they get it right, I think it could be very entertaining in VR.
Yeah, maybe that's something we can just quickly look at, the games that were released at the VR thing just a minute ago. Like we were saying, there was I'll just quickly go to IGN and look it up, but there was what was it? It was so there was a VR convention literally earlier today, and where they were showing off some of the games that are coming, and there's some crazy VR games coming. The VR game showcase was actually what it was. What was on there, Tim? Do you know?
So I was just looking at the Steam games, which I'll share in a sec. No, I haven't seen the VR showcase yet. It was that very recent, so I think that's something.
It's actually this afternoon.
This afternoon, so I would like to watch that and then perhaps talk about it on ModCons, and see what some of the games are on there, because I've not seen it yet, so I'd like to watch some of the trailers and stuff.
So yeah,
See
so
what
obviously
I'm
they showed off
for.
the new Alien game, the new Alien role playing game. There's also Hitman World of Assassination, where you are actually playing it in VR. There was Slender, the old Slender Man one, the Arrival VR. There's also Outer Sight, a game called Outer Sight VR. Steel Hunters early access VR game. Steel Seed, another VR one. Atom Fall. So yeah, there's quite a few games that have just been announced. So it'd be interesting to see if they all come to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I don't know if you wanted to. Well, what have you got there, Tim?
So I thought I'd just move out of the way. We're still talking about VR. These are some of the free games on Steam which I recently picked up. So these are all free at the moment. It's got Life is Feudal Arden. So that's an MMO RPG. If RPGs are your thing, we've then got this is the one I mentioned, Rotatosaurus Adventure. That looks pretty cool. I'm going to play that thing that you just rotate the map around and like rotate stuff around. So that looks like it could be quite fun. Then got this game, Fling a Thing. Looks like a platformy pixel art game. Got Fishing Clicker. So you've got a fishing game. Got 2 fishing games out of this, if you like fishing games. Got Mirrored Phantoms is a horror game. So I quite like my horror stuff. So that looks a bit creepy. You've then got Crashes of Ethera.
Well, these are all just free. You can just click
These
on
are free. These
click
are all
on them
free.
now and download them now.
All the links I've shared in the Facebook group. If you want to join the Facebook group, Laser Tag Arena. It's got a little laser tag game. And then last but not least, you've got Isle of Jura. It was also free. So all of these games are free at the moment. So I don't know if they're going to be free for much longer, but go grab them if you want some free games.
Nice one. Shims, this isn't an Evercade show. This is actually Uncensored Gaming Podcast. And yes, it was the list of best-selling games. So I don't know what you're thinking there. We have got a question here from Nick. Will you be pre-ordering the Switch 2 or will you wait till Christmas? Do you think there'll be a bundle deal at Christmas? So personally, I'll start. Yes, instantly getting this day one. I've already saved some money aside for it. I've heard there's also a pattern for it to be played the other way around. Like it doesn't matter if it's one way or flip round the other. You can play it either side because you've got USB-Cs in the top on either side as well. So it'll be interesting to see the upcoming event, which is next month. But yes, I'm all in. I've got loads of Switch games. I've pretty much got every first-party Switch game, and I will be also getting the up-and-coming Xenoblade remake from the Wii U title. So I'll be getting that one as well. That comes out next week, I think. Tim, would you be doing?
I don't know if I'm going to pre-order one, but I'll definitely be having a close look at the Switch 2. It's one of those things where there's so many good stuff out. Because I've got my PS5 and the VR headset and my Steam Deck, and it's like my Switch doesn't really get played on much at the moment. But whenever I go back and play my Switch, I'm like, oh, do you know what? The Switch is actually really good. So, and then I've got my Evercade as well. So it's hard to find the time to play on everything, to be honest. So I don't think I'm in desperate need for another console, and it is an expense. So I might wait a bit. I've also been thinking about do I want to finally get the Xbox Series X? Because there's quite a lot of stuff coming out on Game Pass now, which is like, oh, it's going to play on the Series X, not the Xbox One. Or like when I played Indiana Jones, like mine was really clunky and yours was really smooth. So it's like, yeah, maybe I might. But then I was like, actually, they could probably have another one in like 2 years. So if I wait 2 years, I'll just leapfrog the Xbox Series X and get whatever they come out with next. So yeah, in the meantime, maybe Switch 2. I don't know. It's just
with the Xbox Series X, is that all the decent games are now going to come to PlayStation as well. So what's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Is it just a time that you're waiting for it to become an app? What about
there's
you?
Talk of them having one more console, I think. So
yeah, we'll I'm a bit annoyed with this one, to be honest.
Yeah,
gone in on it day one, and now you're seeing Forza Horizon 5 coming on PlayStation. I just think is going to kill you. What are you doing? But yeah, anyway, David, what are your thoughts on this question?
I haven't had a Nintendo console since the Nintendo Wii came out, and I loved it. And I think, I mean, I've got 2 awesome nephews. They got like the the handheld one, Switch Lite, is it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I might score some Uncle Brownie points. And who am I kidding? It'd just be fun to play it myself as well. So yeah, I think I'll pick one up again just to have a Nintendo in the house for the first time in a while. But of course, come October, PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro, because of course, hopefully, we'll get Grand Theft Auto 6, and no one's going to for a couple of months after that drops. So
no, I think that's going to be an absolute like monster, that is. But yeah, I just hope I've heard that it's going to be sooner than what we think. The Switch 2. Like I've done videos on it before. I think the name was good to keep it the same rather than go like they did with the Wii U, and people didn't realize it was actually like a different console. But if you're calling something 2, they might run into the same issues. Like we were saying, that console's about 8 years old or something, 7 or 8 years old now. It needs it needs upgrading because it now can't keep up with the PlayStation, like the games that were coming out. So yeah, I can't wait for it. I really hope it's good though. I really hope it's more like, you just want a bit more horsepower, don't you? Like what you get with like the Steam Deck. Do you know what I mean? It needs to be able to just give it a bit more push. Yeah, Cabbage Face, you put on there, looking forward to playing 2 Point Museum. We put your picture in earlier about the Atari, so I want you to come back on us. Is that GTA 6 is going to be insane. What about you guys? Obviously, I'll be getting it day one. I know David will be getting it was definitely looking forward to this. What about you, Tim? You looking forward to GTA?
Yeah, I mean,
you play talk about it.
I do like GTA. I think again, I don't know if I will go for day one just because of how much it's likely to cost day one, and it's likely to get some deals and stuff. I don't think it'll be long before they start giving different offers on it. So I might wait for the initial launch before picking it up.
Do you? I don't.
But I've got this huge backlog. I've got a huge backlog.
It's impossible to think that GTA 5 was released. There you go.
PS3.
PS3. Yeah, that's mad, isn't it?
I went to Blockbusters to pick mine up on PS but I got it on Xbox at the time because that was when everyone had Xbox 360. I have got it on both, and I remember when I first came and tried playing the online, and it was just broken to hell, just would not work. You couldn't even really load it up. And now it's massive. Like,
how many discs do you reckon it'll come on? Because of course back then, that was back in the day when the game would literally fit
3 on it. Was it 3 discs back then?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I think but yeah. So it was like I remember midnight release, waiting outside to collect it. I don't know. I think it's one of them ones that. I think there's rumors of it being stupid money as well, because it's Rockstar. They can charge what they want because they know they can take as long as they want, because they know that it's just going to absolutely sell through the rafters, and there's so much people after, and they make so much money on the online now. Do you know what I mean, that online? I didn't realize how big the online was. Even like my son was playing it on PC and as well, and I'm like, George, I'd played this and completed this back like years ago on PS3, like, and it's, you know what I mean, and it's like it's still around now. That's just testament to how well that game has done. Like you were saying, there's rumors of someone's put one Blu-ray. There's rumors of it like being over £100, isn't it? £100, which is crazy money. Would that be with all the online as well? Would you need to have? Is that because they want to override you having to have PlayStation Online or Xbox Online? Do you know what I mean? Is this something they're going to say, look, it's going to cost that much, but you'll be able to you don't have to have any of the stuff, like, you know, like what they've done with like Fortnite and that. You don't have to have like, because them sort of games are bigger than like the platform, if you know what I mean. The platform's like, it's like we're doing you a favor by allowing our game to be on your platform, kind of thing.
It'll be interesting seeing how many editions they release, whether be it physical, digital, or both now, because obviously we do live in a world now where we do predominantly gear towards streaming. But that being said, people still do love their hats and their t-shirts and their
exclusive content.
That's there from Uncharted. You know, people do like their physical collector edition.
Yeah. Oh, mate, love Uncharted. But yeah, I'd buy it for £100. It's going to be amazing. Well, a month later, once the bugs are fixed. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, do you know what I mean? Like Tim's saying, do you go in? Obviously, I have to go day one, but it's like them bugs. Are they going to be game breaking? Like I said, it takes a while for them to go through and sort all them bugs out. But you just know, like the thing is, even if it is £100, you're probably going to get more than 100's worth of hours out of it. So it works out like less than like £1 an hour. I think it's going to be a massive, like, I think I saw a picture of the map and someone had like, it had like the GTA 5 map. And then you had like this huge map that overshadowed it and went to the side of it. And it's like, said like the latest one. So yeah, I think I'm really excited for it. I don't have a clue what it's going to be about. Do you reckon it will have like some of the old guys coming back? But yeah, like he's put here, to be fair, Rockstar's testing is solid. It is. But do you reckon they'll have like Nico back? Do you reckon they'll have someone? Do you know what I mean? Do you have like little cameos? Because I don't know if anyone did do like the little Sons of Anarchy like DLC back in the day. Did you do that one?
No.
Like, ride around on the motorbikes and that. I can't remember which one that was on. But you had like characters.
The only one I
bumped
didn't
into old characters.
I think I skipped over 4. Like I played San Andreas loads on the PS2. I don't think I ever played 4. I think I might have played 4 like a little bit, but I never owned 4. And then obviously 5. I don't even know what platform I had 5 on. I've definitely got 5, but I don't know what system I had it on. That hasn't so long since I played it now. Well, but I did play 5 quite a bit. Maybe it was on 360.
Yeah, I had the 360. Yeah, it was on 360.
Yeah.
Vice City is very good. Yeah, Vice City was very good. Also, San Andreas. Yeah, well, that was the question. What's your favorite GTA?
Mine's actually San Andreas. I think.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one. I don't know why. I think I just played it at a time where I just had loads of spare time to play it, and I just played it solidly for ages. And I spent ages on, the bit where you have the different territories with all the different gangs, and you can basically make the map different colors for like the different gang colors. And I just covered that whole area, and then before I left to do the rest of the game, I just got really into it.
What about you, David? What was your favorite?
Had to be San Andreas. Had to be
San Andreas.
Same reason. It just had the most iconic soundtrack. Really, really great character development. And the game was just huge. You sort of think, well, is that it? And it's like, no, you're literally going to fire you out and relocate you to another part of a huge map you didn't even know existed. And that'll keep you busy forever,
Yeah, because I remember like San Andreas is pretty much one of my favorites. I remember 2 on the PlayStation 1 original, and then London, like, which was like that extra. But yeah, I remember like the first time I saw Nico and that 3D world blew me away. But yeah, San Andreas was special. Like Tim said, it was at that time where we had infinite time. Like I had all that time to do what I wanted. I wasn't working full time and that at the time. And I remember there was me and this guy at college, and we were basically both like hammering through the game. He'd come in and be like, yeah, I'm like 40% through. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like 41% through, or I'm like 42%. And we were basically going back. And no joke, I'd be at home and I'd be spending I'd get home and just be solid on it for about 6 hours straight. And it was phenomenal. And it was just that time. It was so good.
And the best thing about it was obviously you play all of them like part 3, Vice City. And all of a sudden it says, CJ, you got to swim over there. It's what? Water doesn't kill you now. For the first time, you can actually go and this does not go belly up. Yeah.
But yeah, this was phenomenal. Like he's put here in GTA 5, when you come up and you flip between the characters and drop in, that was like unheard of at the time. But yeah, it was brilliant. But right, before as I said, I've just seen the time. I'll just quickly go what I'll be playing through this week. I'll be playing a bit of Indie Heroes 4 as we've picked that up. So that's what I'll be playing this week. So so I'll just wrap the show up now. So that is our March version of Uncensored. So thanks to everyone. I see Ryan just said he's seen something about the Atari leak. Well, I don't know if that's true. We'll be interested to see about that. But David, where can we find you? Where can we catch you on social wise?
On YouTube, I'm just David Newland Music, or if you want, you can watch Control with Kevin Spacey on Amazon Prime and see if you can find my voice.
Oh, okay, yeah, I might do that. But so Tim, what can we find you?
Well, best place I'm posting at the moment is the Total Video Gamers Facebook group. So come join us on there, and yeah, be posting stuff regularly at the moment just to share some gaming goodness.
Yeah, and you can find me on all the others. So I'm on Instagram. I do our Instagram account. I do our TikTok one, and I mainly do our shorts as well on the YouTube channel. So if you're new here, please leave us a like, comment, and subscribe so we can get back to you. Also, if you're listening to us, because I put this on podcast versions as well, you can download us from any podcast you find. You can go in, just literally type in retro. Oh well, yeah, I think it's now under Total Video Gamers.
Yeah, a nice one.
So yeah, it's also on Alexa as well. So test your Alexa out and see if that works. We should come up because we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on all that kind of stuff as well. So yeah, so without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. See if this